All right. Yeah, that was it for diabetes. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say on that. I don't think so. I think I'm going to move right into heart disease because they're highly related. Okay, I'm not going to go deep into heart disease because we just talked about the major components of heart disease, and that is plaque in the vessels. Now, this is showing plaque inside of the heart itself, and that can happen through all the vasculature throughout the entire body. You get this plaque, which reduces the amount of blood that can flow through your heart, out of your heart, through your heart, and throughout your body. But it basically happens the same way that we talked about before. Is the endothelial lining gets damaged here, and then that makes that fibrotic tissue and builds calcification. Okay. Once again, it's just that the source is different, right? But the process is the same. It's building up of arterial plaque, okay, that can happen in diabetics or with heart disease. Okay, that's why I wanted to start with diabetes, because it covers a lot of this stuff, including what's going on with coronary heart disease or, any kind of heart issues or vascular issues. All right, so now I want to move into high blood pressure. Yeah, so let's move into this. Because this certainly happens with diabetes as well as heart disease, or you can just develop high blood pressure. But it's coming from, once again, I want you to kind of see this here, is from the thickening of the wall of the vessels, blood vessels. You can see that here, particularly this interior diameter. When it's that much smaller compared to this big opening, you see how much more blood can flow through here. More red blood cells can make it through. Just like if you squeeze anything down to a more narrow opening, not as much stuff can make it through it. And that's what's happening with high blood pressure. So when you have high blood pressure, it makes it difficult, to get more blood flow to the penis. Okay, that's the bottom line. Now, here's the confounding factor is that, we work a lot on getting blood pressure under control naturally. And the reason that's important is because when you're on high blood pressure medications, it decreases your blood pressure, but it decreases it throughout the entire body. And that includes in the penis. And the reason that's important is that an erection is based upon blood pressure. What ends up happening is blood flows into the penis when you get aroused faster than it flows out. And that rate of flow builds up blood pressure inside the penis itself. And it gets more and more pressure until it gets about 400 millimeters of mercury. And then there's so much pressure that it clamps down on the penile veins, which keeps blood from flowing out. It keeps that venous leakage from happening. When you're on blood pressure medication, it affects that process. Now, some blood pressure medications are certainly worse than others, okay? And I want to make it very clear, okay, that, I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. You should not go off your blood pressure medication without consulting your doctor, because high blood pressure is dangerous. You can have a heart attack or a stroke. So yes, we work on bringing blood pressure down naturally and holistically, but we do it with our clients in conjunction with their doctor so that it is monitored, and then they can wean off their blood pressure medication as it naturally comes down. Okay. What you don't want to do is just stop medication, because if you get a stroke, for instance, or a heart attack, it's going to greatly affect your sex life in a negative way. They can be really bad. Strokes in particular are very unpredictable on how it's going to affect you. All right. So really important that you understand that. But it's also important to understand that, when you have high blood pressure, it decreases blood flow overall, and erections themselves are based on blood pressure. So when you're on blood pressure medication, more than likely it's going to be affecting your erections. Like I said, some are better than others, but that is the situation with blood pressure. All right. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about on blood pressure. Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, it is a triple whammy. That's the really hard thing about here is that, with high blood pressure, you've got a damaged endothelium, so you got less nitric oxide production. You've also, because it's a damaged endothelium, you've got less hydrophilic surface, which means there's less of that fourth state of water, less of that natural flow that happens for blood flow, which is so important for our erections, and the opening is narrowed so less blood flow can get through. So it's really a triple whammy when it comes to your blood flow, when it comes to high blood pressure. All right. Now, we talked all about vascular stuff here and some nerve stuff. So I'm going to move on to another aspect of the nerves, and let's talk about spinal injuries.
When it comes to getting throbbing, stage 4, rock hard on command, and lasting as long as you want in the bedroom, both permanently and naturally at any age, the first step is understanding exactly what is going on under the hood of your manhood. Because if a man doesn't understand the basic mechanics of how his manhood works, how can he expect anything he tries to work? He just ends up throwing punches in the dark and then is frustrated when everything he tries stops working and makes his hardness and lasting power worse over time, conveniently leading him to more and more extreme treatments that further destroy his manhood and his ability to perform in the bedroom. So if this is a priority for you and you would like to finally get off of Big Pharma's hamster wheel, keeping you trapped, broken, and desperate, then you're going to want to set aside about 75 minutes to watch this free training I made just for you that's going to allow you to finally understand the ecosystem behind your manhood and bedroom performance. Like fixing a leaky pipe, you can't just drywall over it or you'll end up with a house full of black mold. You have to fix the source of the leaky pipe if you want permanent results that will last a lifetime. So I put a link in the description to claim a 24-hour access pass to my new masterclass that will take you by the hand and show you exactly what's going on under the hood. So you can finally understand exactly what methodologies, frameworks, and systems that our guys are using right now to conquer their bedroom performance permanently and naturally at any age. So go ahead and click the link in the description and I'll see you inside the masterclass. Xander Holt, signing off.